So once you've obviously let your awning down, let all the air out of it, the biggest question everyone always asks is how do you pack them away? Although they always say, oh, I struggle putting it away, I can never get it back in the bag. So it's quite simple really. The most important thing is that you use all the space that you've been given. So you've got to make sure that you use all of the bag that they come in here, and then this bag obviously zips to both ends. So the most important thing is when you start to fold your tent or awning, you measure it against the bag. So you're using all of that length. If you only use that much, if you only roll it to that side, you're going to struggle to get it back in the bag and you've wasted all that space that you've got. So on this OLPRO here, but it's the same with any awning or tent, I would always measure it. So I'd put it at the corner, put it a little bit over like that, and then I know where to fold it. So then I would fold it there, like so. Yep. And the first time you do this, it's always best to check everyone. So check that and make sure, yeah, it's going to go in the bag. I'm using all the bag there, and then the same on the other side. So go here, measure it again, and then an important part as well is to keep all your doors open, keep all the doors unravelled, otherwise it'll bunch up. And you want to do that to get all the air out as well when you start to roll it. So there you go, look, it's pretty much bang in the middle. Just pull out a little bit, like so. There we go. And then what I like to do, if it's the ground sheet that you can see now, I also like to just give a little walk on it and it'll squeeze all the air out initially. And again, I wouldn't do this if it was the fly sheet, but because it's the ground sheet, you can go like this and it gets all the air out. And then obviously if I fold this over now, it's going to go over the other side. And again, I can walk on it again. And get all that air out before I start to roll it. Okay, so we should know now that this will go in the bag with good room. So I lay that out on the end, ready for it to be rolled into it. What you want to do is get your tie that comes with the tent or awning, and I always put this in my back pocket, so when I've rolled it, it's easily accessible. And then all the parts, if they're long pieces like that, I will roll those in the tent or awning. If they're a little bit like that, I will just shove those in at the end when it's rolled up. So I'll put those next to the bag. That's a long part, so I'll roll that with the tent or awning. And that's a long part as well, so I'll roll that with a tent or awning. So I'll lay those at the end, like so. And they're going to be rolled in the middle of the awning. So I always start by just folding it over there, and what you want to do is use your knees as well. So don't rush it and just keep folding it over and hold it with your knees as you're doing it, like so. And hold it again, and hold it again. As you get to about 3/4, it starts getting a lot bigger, but that's okay. And again, and again, and then this little bit at the end, that's your fly sheet. I always like to tuck it in, so the ground sheet's covering it. And then when I get to this part here, what I always do is just sit on it. That all just holds it in place. Otherwise, it might all come unravelled. And then I get my tie, and this has got to go underneath. and then just tie it up. And that just holds it in place. So now, the bag, I just lay over the top, like so. Be all around it as best I can. And then we're going to roll it over, so you're not lifting the tent or anything. And now it's just a case of zipping it up. And as you're doing this, make sure you've got round the edges. There we go. And then don't forget the pegs. They can go in on the top. I like to put those on the top as well because they're quite sharp, so if you're putting them inside, you never know if they're going to make the way loose and damage the tent, so I always like to put them on the top. And then just zip them off. And then we do have a couple of compression straps on this tent as well, which just need clipping. There we go. And you can adjust those just to take a bit of the material out of it. There you go, and then that's all packed away.